So, this is a picture of my daughter and me. She's 21 now. And when she was 12 years old, she was acting out. She wanted to wear her red coat, and I had her put her blue coat on. But she never said anything that she wanted to wear the red coat or the blue coat or whatever. So it was pouring down rain. She was supposed to go to school, go out there, get the bus. She decided to throw her coat in a mud puddle. And so I opened the door and I said, Ariana, what are you doing? Pick up your coat. She ran around the parking lot where I lived, which was a cul-de-sac kind of like place. Ran around screaming, don't beat me, don't beat me. I'm thinking, what are you talking about? I had just gotten her back from her dad, and apparently her dad beat her all the time. And I did not know this because she would never tell me, because she knew what I would do to her dad if I found out he was mistreating her. Well, I ended up keeping her. It was a 6-month deal, where I asked her dad if I could have her for the summer, and I never had any intentions on giving her back, because after 6 months is abandonment. And so my plan worked. I got her back. I had full custody of her. And then I started finding out everything her dad was doing to her. And so she ran around the park and, ran around the apartment building talking about, don't beat me, don't beat me. I'm like, oh, I was baffled. I had not a clue what she was talking about. And so the manager came out and grabbed my daughter and asked me if I beat my daughter. And I was like, no, I've never. And I was like, I don't know what she's talking about. Pouring down rain. I'm in my pajamas, in my socks. And I'm really upset at this point because I'm thinking, what is going on right now? And she just freaked out for no reason, pretty much. But it wasn't because of no reason. It was because her dad was abusing her, and I did not know this. Or I would be probably in prison right now for murder. So maybe it's a good thing I didn't know it. So after I tried to convince my manager that I did not beat my kids, I didn't even spank them. They went to their room if they got in trouble. When they got old enough, they stacked wood or did chores around the house. I never put my hands on my kids, ever. Because my dad did that to me growing up, and I swore to myself I'd never do that to my kids. Hitting them in the head, calling them names. Never done that to my kids, ever. I'm not saying I was a perfect mom, but, I never put my hands on my kids. So, we went back into my place, and I'm sopping wet. I told my daughter, finish your homework, you're going to school. I spanked her twice on her butt. And last I seen that was legal. But, so she finished her homework. And my dad had came over at that point before he passed away. And so I was crying, upset. So he took my daughter to school for me. And because I told her, get in your room, finish your homework, and you're going to school. I didn't do anything wrong. I swear. I just spanked her on her butt where it was legal. But she went back to her school, said I beat her. I didn't see my kids for 2 weeks. Nobody called me. I'm tripping. I'm crying. I'm talking to my dad. I'm like, oh, what the hell is going on? Finally, I get a phone call. 2 weeks later, I get a phone call from a sheriff department here in Kelso. And I said, do you have my kid? I said, what is going on? Where are my kids? He goes, well, CPS has them. I said, why does CPS have my kids? Well, apparently you need to come down here and write a statement. I said, a statement about what is going on? And so finally he told me. I said, so what, am I being arrested? He goes, no, you just need to come down and write out a statement of what happened. So I went down there, wrote my statement out exactly how it happened. After he read it, he goes, I would have done the same thing. I said, then why did they take my kids? He goes, that's just a state. But he goes, I would have done the same thing. He goes, I'm sorry you have to go through this. And so I wrote my statement out. I left. Went home, had a CASA worker. I just got out of the hospital, got my kids back, everything. And then once my daughter realized what was going on and we were CPS state involved and all this, she was like, oh my God, Mom, I'm so sorry. I said, then tell them the truth. And we don't have to be CPS involved. She wouldn't, because she was scared that she would get in trouble for lying. I told her she's 12. She understands fully what's going on. And so I told her, I said, so you're going to lead these people to believe that I'm a child beater? I said, that's not right, Ariana. I said, that's actually pretty foul if you ask me. I said, why would you let them believe I'm a child beater when you can simply tell them the truth? That I never beat you. I just spanked you like a normal person would spank their child for acting out. She wouldn't. So they were led to believe that I was a child beater. So they put me through so much crap I can't even begin to tell you. They kicked my dad out of my house because he couldn't be around my kids because they said that my dad beat me when I was a child. I never said that. Not once did I ever say my dad beat me when I was a child. That was their first mistake. Okay, well, I'm not the type you could just push around. Okay, I've been bullied by my dad, my family members, people in school. I've been bullied my whole life. I'm probably, thanks to God, every glory goes to God. Thank God I am a strong person. I may cry, break down, and want to just, somebody, but you know what? I get back up, dust myself off, cry a few more days, and you know what? I don't get over it, but, that's why I'm in a depression right now. But, so anyway, we went on and on. Well, they came to my house one day. My kids were in school. They were assigning me a CASA worker. And I just got out of the hospital because I had a cyst underneath my arm. And, my arm was like this. I couldn't even put my arm down like that. My dad took me to the emergency room and everything. And I just was not feeling anything or anybody at that point. So I'm laying there. My dad just left. Got me all comfy and everything. And so my dad just left. Then there was a knock at the door, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I just almost was falling asleep. My kids don't go home for another 2 hours. I just wanted some sleep. I was so tired. And so I'm grabbing my armpit like it's still there. So I get up and I open the door, and I met the rudest person I've ever met in my life. Okay, first of all, you're a stranger to me. Second of all, yeah, no, this is not going to happen. Okay, so anyway, let me not get ahead of myself. So anyway, I opened the door and I was like, can I help you? And she goes, are you Heather Wells? And I was like, yeah. She goes, well, I'm so-and-so. I'm a CASA worker. I'm like, okay, and? She goes, well, can I come in? I said, well, what do you want? I just got out of the hospital. I don't feel good. I'm letting you know I don't feel good. Well, I need to come in and talk to you. Just so rude. And it just started to make me boil because I'm like, I've been talked to like crap my whole life, and I'll be damned if I'm going to let a stranger come in and talk crap to me. Like I'm a piece of crap, because I'm not a piece of crap. My daughter lied. She wouldn't tell the truth. So, I have to deal with it now. And my daughter told me all the time how bad she felt. I said, well, you obviously don't feel that bad, Ariana, because we're still CPS involved and you're not talking to anybody about it, so, and I was upset about that. I really was, because I was thinking, why would a child let their mother go through all this bullshit when they could just tell the truth and get it over with? Like, really, what kind of trouble would she have gotten into? by saying, okay, I lied, my mom really didn't beat me. You know? I was really pretty upset about that. That she wouldn't tell them the truth. They put me through so much drama. Oh my gosh, I could write 20 books about it. So anyway, excuse me. So obviously I had no choice but to talk to this woman. So I invited her in, sat down, and how I'm sitting now on the couch. Yeah, this is how I was sitting. And like over here, I had it, you know, like I had a chair. And she sat in the chair, so I have to look this way to look at her. So I'm sitting there just like this with my hands actually just like the way I'm sitting. I have my arms on my knees. I'm sitting here like this, and I got my head down. And I'm listening to this woman not talk to me, talk at me and tell me, oh, well, I'm here whether you like it or not. I was getting madder and madder and madder and madder. And then finally she says, do you have anything to say? I sat there for a minute trying to stay so calm, but I couldn't do it. I stood up. I said, oh my gosh, what did I say? It's like, you know what? You're not something to the effect, you're not going to come in here and talk to me the way you're talking to me. You don't know me. I'm not a child beater. I just got out of the hospital. I told you I don't feel good. So if you're going to talk to me like that, get out. I opened the door and I told her, get the fuck out. Ooh, excuse me, get the heck out. Yep, and she left. Then I got pulled to court. Like 2 days later, or the next day or something like that, I had to do a year anger management class. Ooh, that made me so mad. But anyway, long story short, CASA came in and told my 8-year-old son he didn't have to listen to me. So now I have my 8-year-old son out of control, setting fires in my house, coming at me with a butcher knife, almost stabbed my daughter in the stomach with it when he turned around to go put it back in the kitchen. Flattening the tires on my car, stuffing my daughter's brand new stuff down the toilet, you know, I mean, just out of control. And I tried talking to him, and I talked to CASA, and I said, why would you tell my son that? Oh, we didn't tell him anything. Bullshit. You know, my son and every time I told my son to do something, oh, I don't have to, or I'll call CASA and tell him you're abusing me. I thought, oh my God, I put up with that for 3 months. My 8-year-old son was